guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, Sylving on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you on a Let's Play episode of Sylving Reforged. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. You must rest. We'll figure out what to do next in the morning. I need you to stay inside until further notice. Understand? I nod, wondering what in this world could possibly be more dangerous than this big guy. You should go upstairs. Things will unfold early tomorrow. But with luck, we can send you back before things get more complicated. Without another word, I silk up the stairs. I don't have as much trouble going up as down. Small victories. The room is dark and quiet. Even the drunks on the street below have passed out of earshot. I drop my backpack to the floor before letting myself fall onto the bed. I roll over onto my back and stare blankly up at the ceiling. This whole day has been crazy. I'm angry, confused, and just done with everything. I just wanted to take a few pictures of my tree, relax for a bit, and go home. That was it. If I had just left already, or gone another day, or anything. I clench my fists to relieve stress, but the sharp prick of my claws makes me gasp and recoil, so I release a dissatisfied sigh instead. None of this should have happened. But tomorrow, I'll get back home, and everything will go back to normal. I roll onto my side and stare at the darkest corner of the room. Even though the wolf knows I'm not really a lion, he promised he'd help me get home. He will let me go home, right? He called me a Sylving. Is that something bad? I grab the pillow and hug it tightly to my chest. I really shouldn't be thinking like this right now. Like it or not, he's the only person I can rely on in this place. I just hope I can trust him. A band of sunlight breaks through the shutters draping over my eyes. I squint and glance across the room, trailing the light to the far wall. I grunt in discomfort, feeling somewhat sore from all the tossing and turning. Didn't get much sleep last night after, well, everything. I sit up and look down at my hands, still covered in fur. I was hoping to wake up in my own body again somehow, but I guess I'm not that lucky. Feeling heavy and groggy, I roll my shoulders and stretch my arms up, letting out a long yawn. Sleeping with a tail is such a hassle, too. I could feel the lump pressing against my lower back all night. How do these people even sleep with these things? I want to try to get just a bit more sleep, but nature's calling. It's been days since I've used the restroom. Getting my legs over to the side of the bed, I lean forward and take a moment to wake up. I need to take it slow. I don't want a repeat of yesterday and end up falling over again. I pull myself to my feet, keeping my stance wide, arms out to aid my balance. It's not exactly graceful, but it's good enough, all things considered. Stepping out of the room, I notice there's another door to my right. I grab the handle and give it a jiggle. Locked. Can't be the bathroom. Must be downstairs, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. The shutters are closed, darkening the room, the only light source of the thin rays of morning sun peeking through the slats. I look around, but the big wolf is nowhere to be seen. Right, he said something about an errand in the morning. I hope he'll be back soon from whatever he's doing. My stomach rumbles and aches. I really need to eat something soon. All I've had since I got here was stale bread. It's been days since I've had an actual meal, but the twisting in my gut reminds me of more immediate concern. Looking around, I spot a door opposite the entrance. Please tell me there's a toilet in there. Great! Found it. It's an outhouse-style toilet, but nicer. There's a stone well topped with a wooden counter and a round lid in the middle of it. There's a table on the right with a block of soap, closed pitcher, hand towel, and a bowl. The room smells pretty bad. I don't want to use it, but I really need to go. Only there was some airflow or something else to mask the odor. With no other choice, I venture inside and seal the door behind me. I'll try to make this quick. Oh, fuck! When I open the lid, the stench within hits me almost immediately. Covering my nose, I feel like I'm about to throw up from the smell of manure clogging up my nostrils. With a nose screaming for mercy, I breathe through my mouth instead, trying to keep my breathing low so as to not take in too much of this air. I'm gonna pass out if I take much longer. Averting my gaze from the hole's contents, I drop my pants to the floor and sit over it. The wooden seat is coarse under my legs. I have to hold it to keep it from falling in. I don't like holding it very much. The sensation of a new limb makes me quiver, but I'll have to just ignore it if I ever want to escape this room. It took a while to get comfortable, but I'm done. Next to the toilet is a basket of large leaves. I prefer toilet rolls, but they'll have to do. The pitcher is full of water. After pouring some into a bowl, I wash my hands with the provided soap. The soap is hard and it doesn't lather, but since it's all I've got, it's going to have to be good enough. I dry my hands with a small towel. It's not particularly absorbent, so the fur on my hands remains wet. Stepping back into the kitchen and sealing the stink behind the door, I wipe my hands on my shirt to finish drying them. Then I take a deep breath of fresh, stench-free air. My stomach reminds me I've still not eaten yet, so I help myself to the kitchen to see what I can find. I check the pot, the oven, everywhere I can think of, but aside from the hanging spices, there doesn't seem to be anything. There isn't even any more of that rock-hard bread from yesterday. I wonder how that big wolf got around this small kitchen. I mean, it works for me, but I can't really imagine him cooking here. He even had to duck to get through the door frame upstairs, not to mention he probably has to go up the stairs sideways, given how narrow they are. I hear the sound of the front door and turn around, expecting to see him again. Instead of the wolf, I see a familiar-looking fox come in. "Hello there, my good sir. You must be the lion that Sir Agnar was telling me about." "It's the fox! The fox I was looking for is right in front of me! You!" "Yep!" I try to quickly grab him, but the fox barely evades me, ducking away and trying to put distance between us by standing on the opposite side of the table. "What in the heavens are you? I'm not letting you get away this time!" The fox and I run around the table, always on opposite ends as we fake each other out, trying to control the distance between us. I'm about to climb over the table and tackle him when the wolf returns and closes the door behind him. "Lord Mikkel, I told you..." "Lord Mikkel, I told you to..." "Sir Agnar, help!" The fox dashes behind the big wolf, his tail barely escaping my grasp as he rushes past me. "That's the fox! Grab him!" "You're the one attacking me! I've never seen you in my life..." "Quiet!" The big wolf's commanding shout silences the room. As much as I want to grab the fox, there's no way I'm getting past the giant guarding him. Agnar takes a deep breath as he adjusts his posture. "Both of you, calm down. Nobody is going to be grabbing anyone. We're all going to stay calm. The two of you causing a ruckus will only draw more attention, which is the last thing we need right now." The wolf looks pointedly at me before his eyes turn to the fox. "Lord Mikkel, this is Aron. Aron, this is Lord Mikkel, of the Vedskogen family. Now, with the introductions out of the way, I know you went to the cave again without telling me. Why did you think it was wise to go alone? I specifically told you to stay away from the Forbidden Cave until after the hunt was over. The Jackmark hunt is less than 2 weeks away. Dozens of participants are already scouting the forest in preparation for it. If anyone had seen you or even suspected you were going into the cave, you could have been arrested, especially if they figure out what you've been doing these past few months." "But I'm so close to unraveling how Sylving powers work. I just need more..." "No excuses! I know you snatched something from the Sylving right in front of them. Even if you haven't been caught, it's evident that you're not being careful when you go to their world. Not only were you spotted, but you led him into our world, now he's unable to return home." "The Sylving's here. Now. Where?" "He's right here." Agnar gestures to me, and the fox stares in disbelief. "You mean the lion is a Sylving?" "Without a doubt. He was confused when he woke up. His clothing is like nothing seen within the whole kingdom, and he headed straight for the cave the moment I left him alone." Mikkel takes a step closer, regarding me curiously. "From what I gathered, he turned into a lion after coming to our world. I tended to his fevered body for over a day, and then had to practically interrogate him because you never came and told me what happened. When I was passing the bridge, an elderly cat told me she saw a Sylving run out of the forest the day before. Plenty of other people could have seen him. Who knows what could have happened to him if I hadn't found him first? Is the ability to change form normal for them?" "I have never heard of their kind being able to do such a thing. There was nothing like this in my research, nor have I seen it during my visits." "Could you please stop talking as if I'm not here? I have ears." "My apologies, it's just, this is... remarkable. To think that a Sylving can transform their body to look like an ordinary deer. What an incredible discovery." "Lord Mikkel, now is not the time for that. This is serious. Because Aron was too scared to trust me, I made the mistake of leaving him unattended and uninformed. He left the house, dressed like this, and walked through the marketplace in broad daylight. Everyone is now aware of the newcomer. But him looking like a lion is fortunate for us. It makes this easier for us to handle." However, if anyone figures out what he really is, we'll be hunted down for using magic and traveling between worlds. "Hunted? You mean I'll be killed just for being here?" "It will never come to that, I assure you. Aside from one elderly woman's claims, there's been no word of a Sylving on the streets. We should be safe for now. That's why we need to get you home as soon as possible before anyone discovers the truth. Lord Mikkel will retrieve his cloak, and I'll need to figure out a way to get you out of town unnoticed." "That might be a problem." "I don't like the sound of that." "The gates, that is to say the cave, will not let us pass through them without a relic." "A relic?" I was wearing a red cloak when we first met. Do you remember it? Don't tell me you've lost it. No, not quite. I have it on me, actually, but... He reaches into his satchel and pulls out the wine-red cloak that he was wearing back at my cave. When I was running away, a piece got torn off. I'm afraid that without it, the cloak is incomplete and won't work. I recognize the missing shape immediately. I dig around in my pocket, withdrawing the scrap I'd pulled from the bush. You mean this? Mikhail's eyes light up, and he snatches it from my hands in a flash. This is it! You found it! Thank the elders! With this, we just need to have it mended. He's smiling and wagging his tail. The fox is practically hopping from foot to foot, unable to stay still. If I go home now, my nanny can reattach it in a heartbeat. I wouldn't recommend that. If she realizes it's a relic, she might tell your father and he'd put you under house arrest for the rest of your life. No need to fret. She has mended just about everything I've worn since I was a kid, even costumes. This will be no different to her. We should be able to get you back in no time, today even. The fox is about to leave, but suddenly turns around. Oh, I almost forgot. My apologies for taking it from you. I only meant to have a look. If I had my wits about me, I'd have simply dropped it as I ran. I didn't even realize I was still holding it until I made it home. He reaches his hand into his satchel, digging around in it before pulling out something similar. My phone! He hands it to me, turning it over. It's seemingly undamaged aside from a few scratches on the screen. Hope it still works. I must excuse myself for now. I'll be back as soon as I can. Perhaps then you'll be amenable to answering a few questions. I give a dry laugh. I won't be here for much longer, so I might as well hear them. You know what? Sure. Mikhail beams with a bright smile, turning out the door and practically leaping through it. He sure is a lot. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!